Hey battle buddies and healthy heroes, I am currently role-playing as the Grand Master Biata of the city of Mimita. My name is Eris, and I am extremely psychically powerful. I have used memory shards from the minds of various creatures living in this treacherous, mysterious tunnel. The adventurers had to go defeat these creatures, bring me the essence of their memories, and I merged them together into a key to allow the adventurers to explore the tunnel to find the mysterious tomb at the end. So we are at the final morning. I'm about to go roleplay as this mentalist character, and I'm going to do a quick change into some undead crunch, because guess what they're going to find at the end of this tunnel? It's a lich. The door is going to be that?
The door is that right there.
Okay, and you stay there, and we essentially defend you.
So they've already come all the way down the tunnel?
Yes. Okay. I told them they walked for like a good 30 minutes.
They didn't get pestered by anything?
No.
Because the only thing pestering is protecting you.
Yeah. All right, when you guys respawn, come from the walls.
Come from the walls,
Yeah.
okay. So the NPC I was playing, Mimita Eris, has been fretting about and looking for her friend Bandon since he was lost while scouting around this mysterious tunnel. And here he is, definitely just a regular Biata guy, ready to greet the adventurers. Just a minor surprise, he has a horde of undead around him. They do roleplay banter for a moment.
Really? Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm trying to find you.
So what was the set you?
Yes.
Excellent. I need help opening this door.
Always a fun pre-battle moment where there's some electricity in the air to see how things are about to go down.
What's behind the door?
The master of this tunnel.
I see Joshua with the shield here on the end, flanking, or at least moving into a position on the edge, so I square up on him. I don't aggress yet, because I'm a less intelligent monster. I'm a Banshee, undead, is the crunch I'm playing now that I have hooked this mod as the Grandmaster Biata. I did a quick change. I'm playing a less intelligent undead here, and the only instruction I know is to protect Bandon. Bandon is the Biata Lich who is commanding me. So right now, it is still a waiting game.
Also, for visual clarification, I look partially spectral.
There's a brief out-of-game description after the PCs have had a chance to get a better look at Bandon. Not subtle. He's visibly, definitely not alive anymore. 5 silence. Once that's observed, there's generally very little room for roleplay after most PCs realize they're dealing with something undead. So let's go.
On the call of tunnel, aid me.
Brian is playing Bandon, and Brian is a plot marshal and one of the lead writers for this event.
Witnessed one of the memories from the tunnel, or is holding the key. Arcane Paranoia, Spell Fear. All of which can... What?
The thought behind plot mechanics that have these effects is not only to keep the battlefield a little more even and level, but also to reward players who have engaged with the plot and the lore a little bit more.
Holding the key, you are shunned from me.
Got it.
I come from the walls 1. I come from the walls 2. I come from the walls 3. I'm moving slower and less strategically on purpose here. I shamble right up to the back with reckless disregard of my survival. And it makes a really fun impact. As an NPC, you can do a chunk of damage and demand a lot of attention. 4 or 5 other PCs jump right out to get rid of me. A lot of fun. We see the Lich Bandon getting pillow partied over there. And that's what a swarm is for. That's a neat mechanic at our game. Strong monsters gain even stronger abilities. If a certain number of people are attacking them, they can call a swarm. I come from the ground 1. I come from the tunnel 2. I try to launch a special Banshee skill here. With a shriek, I can hit someone with a doom. But what I didn't realize is they were having a rules-clarifying pause. So a timeout is called officially. There are often lots of calls and skills to respond to in the final combat of a weekend. My bad, there was a clarification and I was doing a thing.
Web is not phase. That has no effect,
Cool. 500 body and shoulder.
The PCs are inclined to throw everything they can off of their card. They're using up all their skills, especially on the big bad lich like that.
Cool.
So an out-of-game pause like this can really help a lot.
Yep, no worries, man. Yes.
At the start of that, I hit you with 200 from the back.
200?
Yep.
Okay.
Normal.
Parry.
Cool.
3, 2, 1, lay on!
Spell strike 100 doom!
Spell shield, 500 body. Resist.
He parried it for you.
Parried it for you, 500 body on the knee.
Down.
I start.
Got it. I search you.
I decide to spawn from a different area.
I come from, not this place. I come from the tunnel 1. I come from the tunnel 2. I come from the tunnel 3.
I reposition in a loud count-in to make sure I'm not adding a frustrating amount of confusion near the big boss himself. But I do shamble over there.
5 silence, 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 like 50 silence in your back. In fives. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
It is my in-game job to protect him.
Fine.
Okay. Is everybody cool? Okay. 5 silence.
As a support monster, you just want to get in there and disrupt the pillow party that all the PCs are trying to launch into the big bad with.
I come from the tunnel 1. I come
By
from
my
the tunnel
third
2.
Banshee Shriek
I come
here,
from the tunnel
the
3.
PCs have realized it
5
means that a
silence.
doom is coming, so Oak the Dryad scoots out of range nicely there. I completely whiff. Tam the Elf comes in hot on the left here and eats up my legs with a lot of good strikes.
5 silence. 5 silence. 5 silence. 150 healing phase. 16 healing. Got it.
There's little I can do against an archer as a two-sword gal, and Theoden's 16s with his arrows are excellent.
Sit down.
Really good drop right there. I realized
When's our end con?
I forgot exactly what the end trigger is,
Okay, do we?
so I check in with Brian here.
Oh, last life.
Last life.
Okay,
Once I realize the Lich himself has been dropped,
last life.
I do my job as a plot staff, I spread the word. When I'm running around here, I keep my hand on my head. Please always remember to put your hand or your weapons on your head when you're out of game. That's an important system we use in our game to be really clear.
One last life, okay?
So while I'm out
He's
of
down
game,
already.
spreading the word to other
So, take one more.
NPCs that the Lich has been dropped and we're on our last life, my hand is on my head because I'm out of game.
I come from the tunnel 1. I come from the tunnel 2. I come from the tunnel 3. 5 silence, 5 silence, 5 silence, 5 silence. Spell strike 100 doom.
Every dodge.
Phase.
I have to phase for one of those packets, I body dodge the next packet, and then I move in.
Oh, are you okay? Sorry, that was a bad drive-by.
I moved in a little fast there on Tina. I apologize for destabilizing you. But seriously, the only tricks I have against someone throwing packets at me when I have two swords is moving a lot or getting aggressive. Ursul, the orc, chaining his huge skills into me there, knocks down my last life. So, with the Lich and the Horde dispatched, the adventurers try to figure out what in the world is up with this door at the end of the tunnel. Brian is now standing there as the plot marshal. He's out of game to answer any questions.
Flora, visual effect corrupt.
Bad news is the elf Flora, who touched the evil door, also happened to be carrying an evil psychic artifact. It's kind of like a Palantir from Lord of the Rings. It's one of Xaralon's artifacts called an Occuli. Flora was trying to stop this different griffin lich named Xaralon from using it to see things. But this door happens to also belong to Xaralon. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Sign-ups continue. 3, 2, 1.
We see these plot threads coming together.
Dodge. Dodge.
60 healing at that line.
The door! Don't touch the door! Nobody touch the door!
Get away! Get him away from the door!
Important information is revealed on the battlefield based on combat mechanics.
Nobody touch the door!
He'll corrupt you.
And people learn on the fly at LARP. People learn in the middle of high-stakes battles.
Again, roots.
Though as a storyteller and as a staff writer, I've heard a good rule of thumb is to display the same information in 3 different ways. Send it out with a Benny, a nice NPC telling them news, send it out in combat, and or send it out in some sort of puzzle or some other like articles that they can read. Don't only tell your story via combat, or not everyone will understand all the lore pieces as they come together. So back to the story. On her way out of the tunnel, Flora gets attacked. Something happens because of that Occuli. It starts to hurt her. Chaos courses right into her body, and undead monsters start to pop out of it. But people get left behind in the tunnel, and she wants to go back to get them, so she hands off this Occuli artifact to Quincy here.
I got you. Get back in there. I don't know if I'm gonna get lost.
No, you can go back that way, but like you feel that if you keep going.
Teamwork comes in pretty clutch at a LARP event.
I let Oren lose.
It's in this pouch. It emerges from the pouch 1.
Beck here is NPCing one of the undead creatures emerging from the artifact. Oak the Dryad rocking some strong surprise attacks here during the 3 count.
Surprise attack.
Yes.
Stay on me. I get hurt.
Quincy starts strategizing with the other Dryad named Arcadia, getting some evil artifact support plans in place. That's really solid thinking.
It's probably going to be that same thing.
It's hurting him constantly.
They have to share this information on the fly as it's happening to know how to support each other. Communication on a LARP battlefield is very important. Jeremy now taking a turn haunting them from the artifact. It's less about Jeremy or the monsters doing damage via combat in this situation, and it's more about the stress and the psychology of, oh shoot, we have this powerful item, it's acting up all of a sudden, how are we going to deal with this? I love all of the battlefield combat strategy at a LARP, but I also love the storytelling and the psychology and the roleplay and the teamworks just as much. So there are both undead materializing and chaos magic directly hurting him on a timer. Every so often that Occuli just pulses chaos magic into
What are
him.
you doing with the key? Save Brock. Okay, yeah, go do it.
And we see Arcadia the Dryad here is using some really solid backpack strategy as a healer. He keeps tabs on Quincy, he communicates resources, and he responds to the needs immediately. Keeps a hand on his back. Love to see that.
They emerge from the pouch.
I'm on the sidelines right now just as a marshal for plot and setting as folks are exiting the tunnel. And I just get to watch the Occuli consequences unfold. You're still in the tunnel. Don't go too far back.
Did you hit your sword?
So we get a front seat view to the undead popping out to torture them from the Occuli. Just don't backpedal. This is psychic and necro warfare right now, folks. No, this is still in the tunnel. How about, do you want me to sit at the picnic table to be...
No, keep in there.
It got extra complicated because there's a Xaralon artifact that was in the tomb next to him, so now it's acting up, and they're getting split up because of the artifact, and it's very hard to figure out where the key is. Xaralon now starts whispering into Quincy's mind. You see Jeremy out of game with his hand on his head, lean over and talk to Evan. That is Xaralon in-game psychically pestering Quincy, which definitely freaks him out. And it is time for Quincy to pass that torch. Quincy passes the artifacts to Theoden. Look how Theoden walks off to the side here, actually engaging in this psychic conversation with this whispering voice in his head. And then Jeremy pops out as an actual monster, and the only one there is a healer and a scholar. Watch the human Tyrus here unleash one of his big skills to solve that problem all by himself.
Sorry. No, I got it.
He's not a frontline fighter, but he's got that prison strike, and he knows when to use it when it counts. Well done, Tyrus.
Take my bow.
Get out of my hand.
So here, Theoden wisely removes his weapons willingly. He gives them up to avoid potential complications now that he's the one holding the artifact. And he just slowly and carefully walks this terrible Occuli farther away from this terrible tunnel. Well done. That is what y'all had to do in that situation.
Brian,
And the lore deepens.
are they out of the tunnel now?
Brian and I communicate as plot members here. We confirm the conclusion in this setting. And there you have it. Tunnel explored,
Okay.
mixed results.
This is the
Come
start of
join
tunnel
our
number
battles and tell your stories at alliancelarp.com. I want everyone on the internet to know. This is how my freaking face looks. This is... Can we see? Yeah, that's a Banshee mask. I hate it so much.
I'm smiling.